multiplier strategies that work. Now, this is in California. People are making big, big money following this formula. Unfortunately, sadly, we are not seeing this in Nevada. We're not seeing this in Arizona. We're not seeing these type of pricing, these type of opportunities in the other states. Double standards with Uber and Lyft, right? Especially Uber. Now, how did this come into effect? We got AB5 into effect, and they had to counter, and they brought out the multiplier to show California that, hey, these people can act independently. Now, this is a step in the right direction of true independence, but this is still not setting your own rates. They set the rates. You then adjust the multiplier. You got to bear with me. This video might be a little bit long, but you're going to learn a lot. This doesn't just come from Torsten. This comes from all the drivers that I work with, right? Sharing their input. Everything is going to flow into these two screenshots here. Now, on the Lyft side, at 10 p.m. at night, that's what I put in. This Lyft regular would have been $50.78. The Lyft XL rate would have been $84 for the XL. On the other side, Uber, 3 times the amount, $150 to $161. Uber XL, same category, $256 to $275, 3 times this amount. What on earth is going on? So it's a weekday, it's 10 p.m., there's not much happening, right? Especially out where I am, Calabasas, Thousand Oaks. A very popular destination going inbound Santa Monica or to the airport, and even a little bit further. That is a big, big possibility at 10 p.m. If somebody wants to go out to party, meet up with people, catch a red eye, that is a very, very, very doable scenario. Now, where do I get my data from? Where do I get the intel, the secret source from? That is on the Rider app. And sadly, back in the day, you get so much more intel on the Rider app. Today, you get very, very limited. But one thing I can always fall back upon as a driver, right, is if I jump onto the Lyft app, I know I'm over here. The closest driver is in about Simi Valley, 25 minutes ago. Will he or she drive all the way out there to get that person? Probably not. They're trying to catch people up there. These guys here are about on the halfway mark, right? This is a 50-minute trip. These guys are just about 25, 30 minutes away. Will probably not go all the way out north to pick you up. So here you are at 10 p.m. at night, right? This is where the strategy works, right? And you getting your data on Excel's 3 times the amount. You can see as a driver, the guys are jacking up the rates. The guys are using the multiplier over here. They're pushing up the rates. If you are a rider and you are a loyal Uber rider, this is the app you got on. This is the data you see. You have a choice. Do I or don't I take this trip? Big, small group, big numbers. One trip you've made half of that, right? One trip, 45 to 50 minutes. If you are a rider and you have 2 apps, it's a no-brainer. Heck no, I'm not going to take that trip. I'm going to try again to lock in someone here for 1/3 of the price, $50 or $84, right? Now, these are smart shoppers. Smart riders are going to operate this way, right? Loyal shoppers, loyal riders are going to operate this way, knowing, shit, I'm pretty screwed. There's no one out there. I got to accept this rate. 10 p.m., this guy is making money. Why? This driver checked in, made sure what's going on through the Lyft app, got the intel. Oh, same spot, right? Thousand Oaks. Lyft is telling me where the driver's. There's not much out there. So let me hang put and let me try and catch a big fish. That's a waiting game. 20, 30, 40 minutes, you got the trip. But you've made 3 times as much as money, right? So that strategy, ladies and gentlemen, works for the out of peak hours, dead times where there's not much going on, not many drivers on a weeknight, 10, 11 p.m. Are still those people that will need that long trip. You can capitalize on them here, right? If there are riders that drive again, and I'm repeating myself like a parrot, but if there are riders that have both apps and they're active shoppers and they look at pricing, they would never go this way. They would stick with Lyft and check in periodically if things change. I can tell you that this changed about 10, 15 minutes later. It came down to this price, meaning somebody hooked in a big fish and took them, and now the prices adjusted themselves and they were the same. 10 minutes later, the X rates adjusted themselves to this, right? Maybe the scenario of cars had changed. So Number one strategy, off times, late at night, go for the big fish. Compare, get your data mainly from Lyft, right? If they're one-on-one, you can't really toggle too much and go up too much. You can go up maybe 1.2, 1.3. Here, this person has set it multiplier 3, right? And is banking on the fact that there's no one around there, no one to save them. I'm going to get the trip. If they are identical in pricing, you can't go up much more. I would go up to 1.2, 1.5. Where is the other type of scenario where the multiplier works? And we're talking people making $2,500 to $3,000 every week. I've shown you the screenshots. The real deals, Paul Figueroa, Thomas Gibson, my guys that are out there, Mikhail Ageltov, all those guys, Jill, they're making these type of numbers because they're using the strategy that I'm teaching you. The other very safe and guaranteed strategy is there are these ultimate peak times on both platforms, right? They will be, for example, a Friday after work, Friday midday, Monday after work, before work, early run, 6, 7 a.m. in the morning, inbound to work, Saturday and Sunday night, all night long, 9 p.m. till 4 a.m., right? And when you see the big red, orange spots with super high demand, meaning there's so many riders, and you get most of your data from Lyft, by the way. You'll see a lot of cars in it. You'll see a lot of activity and a lot of really ultra red or orange. You know there's super high demand. I can, if I am an Uber driver, because they're the only ones that allow the multiplier, I can jack up my rates in peak times, especially Friday 9 to 3, 4 a.m., 9 p.m. to 4 a.m., Saturday 8, 9 p.m. to 3, 4 a.m., right? Because people need cars and it's super high in demand. After hours, after work, before work, lunch times. But the strategy that I'm introducing you to here is those weekdays, especially evenings or early morning hours when there are not many drivers on the road, those ghost hours. You can make big catches. You can catch big fish. You can catch the marlins, the big tuna, and the big sharks, right? Versus pennies. Where do I get the data from again? I got to have both apps. Truly, you got to be on both platforms, right? In fact, you have to be on 3 platforms. You have to follow my formula, be on Uber, Lyft, and you got to have your private license to make the real money, right? Because when you're moving in the sphere of private trips and you're building out private clients that you're recruiting from these companies, soft recruiting, right? Take them away from Uber and Lyft. They'll never know, right? But you will be getting, in private trips, you will always be around this area. You'll never be in this area. With private trips, you'll always be getting these numbers, never these numbers, because you name the price. These are people here, by the way, same time on an evening weekday that are pumping up the prices by 3x, same screenshot, same time. You can see the difference 3 times multiplied by 3. Now, to push that up to 4 or 5, you'd be shooting yourself in the foot. You're not going to make money. When can I get a 4 and a 5? Well, Saturday night, 2 a.m., clubs, restaurants, or 12 midnight, people need to get home. They're drunk, they're tired, they'll pay anything. You can jack it up to, if it's a short trip, guy knows he's going to pay $15, they'll pay 4x. They'll pay $60, $70 for that trip because they're sharing it with someone, especially when it comes to Uber XL. This, looking at the heat map, the hot reds, the hot oranges, super high demand, you can pump that multiplier up. But the strategy that I'm really teaching here today is, what are the other times? What are the other best times to use the multiplier strategy? And that is usually in the evenings, weekdays, when you know that people fly out red eye or so. Nice long trips. That's why I like to be far out of the city. Nice long trips. And I would rather be a single fish over here and ride out the clock. Wait for this to happen. To recap, if you are switching on as a rider and you're seeing identical prices, these type of figures here, these type of figures there. Very, very common, right? You have choices. You can try both, right? But if you're stuck and you see things are not moving, or if you're a loyal Uber follower, very easy to catch the fish here, right? 10 p.m. on a weekday. So if there are questions to this, if I did not explain this enough, I used the same starting point out here, Thousand Oaks, Calabasas, same destination in Santa Monica. I could have gone further and pumped these numbers up here had I taken it to the airport to LAX, right? But I used the same tour, which takes me 101.45, 101.405, right? 101.405, and then to the 10 West, right? People know that trip. It's a very, very common money-making trip in LA, right? But the intel that I'm getting on Lyft is, where are the cars? Are the only cars out there in Simi Valley, 25 minutes away? The only cars out here are at the end of the valley by Encino, by Sherman Oaks, 25, 30 minutes away. There's no way they're going to come out and get you. So you could hook them in here. That's it. Hope it makes sense, makes money. I know it makes money because I've used it. Drivers that I lease cars out to use this formula all the time. We work out the best multiplier strategies. People that do airport trips use this, right? Generally speaking, airport pickups, this model doesn't work very well because there's multiple drivers at the airport. It works inbound for drop-offs, especially late at night, especially Friday, Saturday. Now, we got to get the word out. We got to fight for these rates for all of our brothers and sisters, all rideshare drivers in all states. This cannot just be a California thing because we fought for AB5, right? And because we fought for AB5, and because I hope you continue to fight for no on 21, you've got to fight for true independent contractor status. Yes, on 21, these numbers are gone. Adios, goodbye. Bye-bye, they're gone, right? Yes, on 20, yes, on 22, whatever 21 it is, proposition. Let me see, what is it? Sorry, I'm getting so confused, so tired here. I think it's yes on 22. It is 22. It is 22, proposition 22. Yes on 22, kiss your multiplier and your money-making opportunities goodbye. You're back to 30 cents. You're back to 120% of minimum wage, which they promised only for driven hours, right? That works out to $5.65 per hour plus 30 cents a mile. You're going way back, way even far lower than the numbers of 2020 and 2019. You're going backwards. Only way you exert pressure and keep AB5 in place and keep these numbers rolling, and the pros know this, the guys who are making the real money know this, right? The true sort of semi-independent contractors, because I want you to be fully independent, but the people that really understand what it means to be a businessman or an independent contractor know that they're making the big money because of the multiplier, because we have AB5 in effect. Any questions, shoot them my way. Have a great day. 13-minute video. Hopefully you watched it all the way to the end. Hopefully you're going to comment on it. Hopefully you can give some of your strategies, pass them along to drivers, newbies, share the knowledge. How do drivers work together? How do we keep the numbers up? How do we keep the earnings up? Let's share that information freely with each other. Thank you.